place where the magic happens. Conversations flow and the laughter snapping. Here at Netters Network, where the stories come alive. Every episode's a journey, every guest a drive. Netters Network, tune in for the show, where the headlines meet the heart, and we all get to know. From the highs to the lows, we've got it all in tow. Netters Network, where the world's on the go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Things, where I've got a very special, that way. I always get it backed up. Backwards is what I'm trying to say. Very special guest over there. We'll be getting to our very special guest very shortly. But before I do, let me introduce you my producer, that guy at the end of the bar, the love of my life, Troy Pacelli. How are you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I am doing very well, but maybe I should, when I'm on with you, maybe I should change it from the guy at the end of the bar to the guy behind the camera. I don't know.
Yeah, you can do that.
And I'm finishing off a what is this?
Rockstar energy drink.
Rockstar energy drink, guys. A little sip if you want some. You want to power up for your show?
Yeah, I had a headache earlier, and sometimes energy drink helps. Sometimes it doesn't do anything. And of course, I am drinking my Polar brand seltzer water in black cherry.
This is not a sponsored segment.
No, it's not. Why can't I? Oh, that's why I wasn't able to see chats. Well, I want to say hello to my chat before I introduce my guest. But what's interesting is that the very first comment is from Big Al Presents.
Yes, it is. He was first today on Liquid Lunch, too. Well, he's first most days on Liquid
saying
Lunch.
Thank you so much for having me on this evening. So since he was the first message,
that is fair.
I'm going to say hello to my guest, Big Al Presents. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for having me. And I have a my Crystal Light sweet tea. And I'm not going to worry about a Mountain Dew because I should, not going to be a 2-hour movie here.
No, it's going to be probably about an hour. And then, of course, we've got that Netters girl saying hi to that Troy guy. You know what that's like. And also, I want to remind everyone to like, share, subscribe, become a member, and leave a comment. If you don't mind, please.
Yes, please.
Sergeant Garatina saying, hello, folks. Thanks for joining me yesterday on the Green Lantern stream.
Yep.
Netters Network. And that was a lot of fun. Let's see, then there is that last call guy. Oh, wait. I don't see an I love you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got so focused on saying hi to everybody. Let me get that in there right now.
He doesn't love me anymore after 33 years.
Goodness.
I was busy doing producerly things.
And there's a Horror King saying hello. Love Chick Productions saying hail to the chat. How you doing, sweetie? And of course, me saying hi to everybody. Whoop. Then there's Deleted Scenes giving his salute. And also saying to like, share. I have to make it bigger. Like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member. Because the word hide goes over half the letters. And I can't read them on the screen. They're too tiny. And of course, he does the Netters Network emojis. Thank you, sweetie. Jesse Ricardo saying hello to everyone. And JPRPH1 also saying hello to everyone and showing the Netters Network emojis.
Yay.
And Cinephile World Order. Hey, hello everyone. Well, hello to you as well. I don't think I've seen you in my chat before, so welcome. Glad to have you here. And Jedi Master Lost in Space and Sci-Fi Classics Comedy.
I love that title.
Saying good evening, folks. Don't want to miss anyone, and I don't want my chat to jump, so I'm going kind of slow. And then Connie Cleary, which her other channel is Fluff Chick Productions. Make sure that you subscribe to both of them.
She was in there earlier as Fluff Chick Productions.
That's what I just said.
Oh,
her
oh.
other channel is Fluff Chick Productions.
I see what you were saying. Okay.
Saying hello to everyone. Trying really hard not to make this jump. Hey. Also saying to like, share, subscribe, comment, and become a member. Thank you, sweetie. Well, chat just jumped. And Troy, last comment, Troy Pachana said, I love you too, Netter.
See, I told you.
Hey, I gotta have my love yous. Just like I have to have my hugs.
Yes.
Because that's
Yes.
important. It's like I insist that every morning when Troy gets up, I wake him up, that I get a hug before he goes and starts his day. And every time he comes upstairs, because he's usually in the family room downstairs, and I'm usually on our main floor. So every time he comes up, I want a hug.
That's fair, I think.
Hugs. And I'm trying to do my hi sweeties in the chat real quick. I know I'm missing somebody. That's not how I do that. Because to Nate, I always say bonjour or bonsoir.
Bonjour.
Because I never know if it's morning, afternoon, or evening by you. So right now, bonjour. And who am I missing? Oh, there's the other one. If I did miss saying hi to you in the actual chat, let me know, because I have to drop my hi sweeties. Because y'all are my hi sweeties. Let me make sure I got everybody. I think I got everybody. I said, if I missed you, please let me know, because I've got to drop my hi sweeties in the actual chat.
There you go.
And while you are doing that, Big Al, how
Yes.
is this evening, my dear?
I am doing well. Just pretty much chilling out this evening. I did a 10-word review earlier this evening, and
Awesome.
kind of been relaxing the rest of the time. Well, actually, I did watch the newest Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, but
Any good?
yeah, really good. I enjoy the show. I know a lot of people don't care to watch it, or just aren't have no real care for it. But
You mean
I
us
really,
Star Trek purists, right?
well, I mean, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of talk that goes on about certain things. Now, I never got into Discovery. I didn't care about Discovery. But
Oop, you're a little muffled there,
Yeah,
Al.
we lost you there a little bit. You kind of
Oh.
went away.
Oh,
There
I'm
you are.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
But I like Strange New Worlds. It's a little bit of a reimagining. It's that little bit of altered timeline. You compartmentalize it in your own head, and just try to enjoy a fun series with some fun actors and some pretty cool stuff.
Yep. And I want to thank Nate for the $2 super chat, saying bonjour, Netters, Troy, Big Al, and the chat. And he also said that we're in the same time zone. So,
Oh, okay.
Cool. I was unaware.
I see Geek Flag has a different opinion, but that's all right.
Geek Flag. Star Trek New Worlds.
I know, like looking for the comment.
Sucks dog balls. Yeah. Well, and see, you're right. If you're just looking at it as because, I enjoy it, okay, fine.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I will even let bad Star Trek go as long as it doesn't run afoul of established canon. if I can make it through Shades of Grey and
Oh my
what was the other
gosh.
one? Spock's Brain, and be okay with them, I can obviously accept bad Star Trek.
I
Working
think
says,
Spock's brain gets more dumped on more than it should.
It's definitely better than Shades of Grey. I don't like
Working
clip
says, I
shows.
need some terrible jokes from an Irish guy. Well, then you got to lay them on me.
Always go ahead, drop them.
Oh, yeah. I was telling Troy one earlier. Dad joke. So, you know, you heard about that actress that was stabbed, Reese.
Witherspoon.
No, with a knife.
See, it's a thinker.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Anyway.
Apparently now I got a lot more comments than I did a minute ago. I'm trying to scroll down to see what's there.
Welcome, Jedi. Oh, yeah, we already said. Well, she already said hi to you.
Yes.
I didn't say hi to Jedi Lost. Jedi Master Lost in Space and sci-fi classic comedy. Wow.
A Jedi Master said, sorry, my wife summons. I will try to return.
No worries. Yeah, go. When the boss calls, you gotta go. Right?
Deleted Scene says, which one was Shades of Grey?
So it was the season finale episode of, I want to say season 2. Riker gets, I don't know, bit by something or gets stung by a plant or something, and he's like fading into a coma, and they're trying to give him neuro regeneratives in sick bay, and they're trying to stimulate emotional responses, and this is all a framing way of them explaining why they're doing clip episodes.
The clip show.
Seasons. Yeah.
I
The
think
kind
it's
of thing that would have worked better if they had more seasons to draw from.
Yeah, it's the only clip show they ever did, I think, wasn't it?
It was, and it's for the reason that they.
Thankfully.
Oh yeah, right. Well, the reason they do that is because they've run out of budget, and they got to do something on the cheap, so it's got to all take place like in one set, or right on the ship or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And I did pin Big Al's channel to the top of the chat, so you can go over there and check out those 10-word reviews.
Absolutely.
It's only 10 words, so it doesn't take up a lot of time.
And make sure you share them and hit that like button and leave a comment, because those kinds of things
help the algorithm.
It's like poking the bear. Hee hee. It makes Big Al go hee hee.
Well, like I always say at the end of mine, it's like, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Even if you disagree, that's fine. We don't all agree on everything. I've been catching grief from Soundtracks with Birdman about my F1 review because he loved it. I was like, well, I liked it.
Geek Flag 8 says, dad joke. What do you call the last guy to graduate from medical school? Doctor.
Well, yeah, he's still doctor. That's true.
That is true. And speaking of the 10-word reviews, so Big Al, how did you come up with the concept of the 10-word review?
Yeah, I don't think I know that.
I was lazy.
Well, that's the simple answer.
Many years ago, I started on Facebook a channel called Big Al's Review-O-Rama, and it was basically to keep my brain active, and I would write out movie reviews about 3 paragraphs, what you would normally see in like a newspaper kind of a thing, and I liked doing it. And then I eventually got on YouTube, and of course with that you need to do a visual with it. And after a while, it just became so time. It was a time suck. That one, I have to write all this stuff, and then I have to do a visual that would, usually end up being 10 minutes or so. I'd have to record me reading my review, which, I mean, if you've ever done a video and you mess up, you either do it right all the way through, or you have a lot of editing to do. I like to go all the way through. But I got to a point, it's like, well, if I really want to make myself, I don't know, not really stand out, but able to produce more, I need to be able to do it faster. So one day, I just one day thought, 15-word review. And that's where it started. And I was like, no, 10. It was almost like I was having this fight with myself on whether to go 10 or 15. And I picked 10 because it's the rounder number. And the real concept is, a lot of times when I went to the movies, I went to a matinee, the early show. And when I came out, 9 times out of 10, someone I knew was coming in, and they were like heading into a movie, and they're like, well, what'd you think about it? And I was like, you only have time for like 1-2 sentences tops, quick. And that's where it came from. It's like, what would you tell someone if they asked you, what was this movie like? And you had to do it quick, and something that you could like you throw up on the TV. Like you see those little snippets that they'll pull from a review or something. A cinematic masterpiece. ... So that's where it came from. But it was ultimately, it's like I just got tired of writing these really long reviews, and it just became. I mean, it would take 3 or 4 days sometimes to get one review done, and now I can do it in, might take an hour or two to get everything all together. But yeah, but like simple, I was lazy. and
It's also good
sets
for
of
your listeners because they don't want to spend a lot of time watching something,
right,
which is
and
why those
that
10
wasn't.
reviews are so great.
And like I said, I was interspersing long-term reviews in still. If you go back, there are some longer ones, and even not too. I'm trying to figure the last like long form review I did. It's been a while. It might have been like Andor season 1 or something, but I just make it a challenge to myself. How much can I say in 10 words that would describe a movie or even a series? Like like when something like Cobra Kai comes out, a 10 word. Because really, that's all you need to really, and in my opinion, that's all a person really needs to know. But I do ramble I give those 10 words, I give my rating, but I do have a little bit of a ramble, clarifying, just free thinking for about a minute or so, and then I move on to the next one.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they're great for people who don't want to spend a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
with like listening to like an hour-long thing to find out what the person's opinion is.
And you don't have to worry about a spoiler. It's
Yeah.
almost
Right.
impossible. Yeah, I mean,
I put it
most reviewers say, there won't be a spoiler here, or there will be a spoiler, or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't even need to say that, because if there's a spoiler in 10 words, maybe
yeah,
maybe it's a little
Day.
obvious.
in those 10 words, I mean, 99 times out of 100, there won't be a spoiler.
Right.
But I do put a little spoiler caution on on the intro, and sometimes I might during the ramble, the after rating ramble. Wow, that's what I gotta call it, the after rating ramble.
There you go.
To see, and that's how I come up with stuff. I say something and it sticks, but I try not to do that because some people just don't like it. I don't mind it personally, but I know I don't want to offend that one person that might have an issue. But it does happen,
Yeah.
but not often.
Yeah, I understand.
So now, what is your favorite type of movie to review?
Uh,
Do you black
I
comedy, sci-fi, horror? Forget all the different genres. Pick one.
sometimes horror. I kind of find the most fun to watch and ride on, um, or a good or a good. I say good like with quotes. A good bad movie.
Yeah.
Your Ouija sharks.
Yeah.
Your squatchers.
Yeah.
The
There's a
really
couple.
bad horror movie.
There, well, see, and the thing is, like a film like Squatchers, which was a few months back. It was. I mean, it's not your multi-million-dollar kind of a film. It's basically a few friends in the woods with a camera, but it was so well done. Even the fact that of course it's a guy in a monkey suit, but
Right.
it was well written, in my opinion. This is my humble opinion. I thought it was better written than I expected. It was better filmed than I expected. It had a great sense of humor, and I had a lot of fun with it. And it's like one of those films I feel is written for me, because it really just touched on that. And it's those kind of films, when I come across them, that I find a joy to write what I think about it and put it out there for somebody to, like, if anybody if you want to watch something that I think is fun, here's something. I mean, Ouija Shark. Would you guys have ever watched that movie?
No.
No.
No. Never would have. Yeah.
I mean, I watched that, and this was actually pre 10-word review time.
Right.
And I say it's not a good movie. I told you guys it's not a good movie.
Yes, you did. We cannot blame you for like you
was-
recommended it or something.
But
Okay,
it was
just
fun
like
to
what Nate
watch.
said, I never would have watched Amazon Prime's Heads of State with John Cena
John Cena.
and Idris Elba if it wasn't for you, Big L. So thanks for that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. And I mean, we always make the joke. I watch it so you don't have to.
Yeah.
And sometimes you come across those. It's like I took that bullet for you.
Yeah.
But sometimes you come across it, and I'm like, I shouldn't like this. This is like John Cena as the president of the United States. This should not work, but it does,
Yeah.
and it's absolutely a lot of fun. And like I said, it's I'm a guy who is of a certain age, 60. I've been around the block. I've loved movies my entire life. I have an opinion, and so I share it. And live and just like I said, I'm 60. I live alone, and it's something for me to do to keep the brain going.
Yeah.
I can't do Sudoku 24/7,
Right.
so I like to do the 10-word reviews. And like I said, I challenge myself to find within that short time. And I kid around saying, well, it's late. Yeah, it's lazy. It's the easy way out. Sometimes I sit there and I really have to think about it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I-
because you
I was gonna
only
ask
have
you.
10 words.
Yeah. Deleted Scene says, so my reviews are too long?
Well, and the other question that I was going to ask you, Netter asked you, what's your favorite type of movie to review? Is there any that you just avoid because it's just not your thing? You don't like them?
Oh, that's a good one. Ultimately, if I don't want to watch a movie, I'm not going to watch a movie.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I really have to have my own interest invested in it. I mean, it may turn out to be absolute trash, like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which
Sure.
was just horrible to watch. I usually don't do uh, like uh, like gangster inner city turmoil, drug running.
Sure.
I,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
it's kind of the unless it's like a big star vehicle like a Jason Statham or something like that is
Sure.
involved. If it's just Joe average actor doing his sister got killed by a drug dealer and he's going
Yeah.
that doesn't really interest me.
Yeah.
I like sci-fi, I like horror, I like comedy, I love a rom-com. I mean, I know I mean, I'm doing two rom-coms this month on Films with Friends, so I love a good romance.
Yeah. A geek like
It's
what
my
Nate
way of
wants to
yeah.
know if you watched the original Tubi movie, The Shark Side of the Moon. I'd love to hear your
We
thoughts on that.
we
No, I have
talked
not.
about that on one. I don't think I talked about it with you, but I talked about it. Somebody brought it up in the chat of one stream I was on, and I was like, kind of curious.
I mean, I do like a good shark movie or even a bad shark movie.
Right.
Ouija
But
shark.
Right.
Ouija shark. But no, I haven't heard about that. I mean, you get to a point. Oh, you're talking about films I really don't watch.
Yeah.
If it's got Amityville at the beginning,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, definitely was talking with Boomer about those because he likes
yeah,
the original Amityville, and he honestly believes it's 100% a documentary or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but keep in mind that there is no intellectual property that prevents you from doing a haunted house
right.
story set in Amityville and calling it Amityville
Amityville,
forever.
anything. Amityville,
Yes,
Bigfoot. I mean, there's
exactly.
some weird Amityville titles out there,
I
and
have no doubt.
but you mentioned shark movie. I haven't seen Shark Side of the Moon. I think the last shark movie I watched that I reviewed. Actually, let me bring up my page here, and it's something from Australia, Fear Below, which I enjoyed. It seemed to be a small budget, uh, uh, bull shark uh, is in a river, and these guys had robbed a bank, and it was the 30s, and drove it into the river, and they have to try to get the money back. But of course, there's a bull shark in the water, so it's that. Hey, there's your movie, and I thought it was very well done.
Deleted Scene says there is actually an
Amityville shark. There's an Amityville
shark. I
everything.
can't say that word for some reason
Yeah.
right now.
I saw another one like on the high seas like yesterday. I can't even remember what it was. It's just Amityville something. My brain shuts down at Amityville.
That's why you don't remember. Your brain just shut
Yeah,
down and refused.
I just, so, I mean, I, every now and then I will, but you get to a point where you realize life's too short to drink bad wine kind of
True.
thing sometimes, but every now and then you got to sip something that looks good, even though it might be on the cheap. And sometimes you find something that's quite drinkable.
There you go.
Deleted Scene says Dangerous Animals is a good shark movie. Have you seen that one?
No, but I have it. I haven't watched it yet. But yeah, that's kind of that's on my in my head list.
Yeah.
Like Renee says, Amityville Vampire, Amityville Werewolf, Amityville Frankenstein. These are real movies.
Yes, they are.
I am not at all surprised.
There was,
Excuse me.
and of course after Cocaine Bear came out,
Yes.
Meth Gator.
Meth Gator makes perfect sense.
I think there was Cocaine Shark. That was terrible because it wasn't
Was
even a
it?
shark.
Because that one sounds like it has potential.
It wasn't even a shark.
Well, it's
It
on
was some
steroids.
mutant thing.
Oh,
that-
that's too bad.
So it was like it wasn't even a real shark. And then there was one with like a werewolf or something on,
Oh my gosh.
and it's literally just a guy in a wolf mask,
Oh, that's
a
terrible.
rubber wolf mask, and you can tell it's rubber because when he
That's
breathes, it
terrible.
actually like breathes in and out when he's running.
Oh no.
It's horrible. It really is.
Oh
It was
gosh.
hard to watch, and yes, I did watch it. I don't know
Oh.
if I reviewed it or not, but I watched it, and it was like, oh man, that was physically painful.
Actually, if you didn't review it, maybe you should, so that there's one that you can say, I watched this horrible movie, not only so you don't
So
have
you
to,
don't
so
have
I
to.
can tell you don't.
Yeah.
Do not watch this movie. Warning.
Well, I've got a. I mean, I did put a warning on Eddington when I watched it a few weeks back.
Uh-huh.
It's the Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal. It was during the Pedro Pascal phase, like a couple of weeks ago,
Right.
when like I did 5 movies, 3 of them
Uh-huh.
had Pedro Pascal in it, in a row, like 5 movies in a row. But
Jeez.
Eddington is it's one of the it was hard to review because the performances are good,
Uh-huh.
but it's a hard film to watch mentally
Yeah.
because it deals with the beginning of the mask mandate.
Yeah.
There's the sheriff's trying to deal with that and BLM in his town, and then he goes crazy, and there's no good guys in this thing. There's no,
That's got to make it hard to
and
watch,
that's hard. That's a film that's hard to watch. I split it just because it's like I don't know how to rate this, so I
Yeah.
split it. I was like, it's a good movie for performances, but it literally made me feel like I had PTSD.
Yeah. Which I think a lot of people kind of do when anything reminds them of that period in
Yeah,
history,
yeah.
you know.
It just was because I had a hard time with that film.
I would imagine. I would imagine. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Speaking of films, you know how we do our Saturday night rewatches.
Yep.
I just happened to catch that somebody commented on when I did Cap Blue way back in the day. This was last
Yeah.
year, I guess, saying, "You're saying the film is rolling, but all I see is clips of the cast. Care to actually run the film?" It's like, dude, it's a commentary. We
Yeah.
say this at the beginning of each film.
Read the
The description, yeah.
descriptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all there. Commentary
Yeah.
only on YouTube.
And
Yeah.
if
We have
you
a
listen
link.
even to the first 5 minutes, we say, okay, you know, the copy link is pinned to the top of the chat for for this. I know. I think it was after that we actually started being really aggressive and saying,
Right.
if you are not here
Yeah.
at the time of the live stream, you will need your own copy.
I
And it's like,
I obviously I'm not doing a lot of rewatches that other than the members and the members it's always, the regulars. You guys know what's up with that stuff. But if I ever get like comments on old ones like that, I go, well, I'm sorry. If you
yeah,
join us live, you can watch along with us. If you don't, please please pay close attention. It does say that it's streamed off platform live, and we provided the link in the chat. So hopefully we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I got a few nasty grams, like
Yeah.
specifically Darby O'Gill.
Okay.
People are always looking for that one. The Ghost of Mr. Chicken,
Uh huh.
oh, I like that one.
and Eddie the Cruisers too. There's a lot of people flitting in there,
Interesting.
trying, I guess, looking for the movie. And yeah, but like I said, I don't do the rewatches uh, for anything but to sit down with my friends and have fun.
Right. Right
And
on.
and that's I mean, I'm not worried about monetization. It's just something I'm not, you know, it's just not a part of my long term plan for
Sure.
YouTube. I like getting with you guys, Friday nights with every other Friday with deleted scenes, sometimes Outlaw Bill, and just watching a film, as I said, with friends.
There you go. Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm watching a film by myself, and it's fun and all, but I would never watch GI Jane by myself.
Uh,
So it just wouldn't
Yeah.
be on my, it just wouldn't be on my radar. Great movie,
uh-huh.
but it's just not something I would find myself rewatching by myself.
Sure.
I can see that. I mean, there are films that I would not have watched if someone hadn't recommended to me. Like we've mentioned before, Heartbreak Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Troy had seen it because his buddies for his D&D game had kept quoting it. So they finally sat him down and had him watch it. And then when he came home, he told me about it. And normally it's not a movie that I'd be interested in. It's like, oh, it's a war movie. Okay, well, whatever. Or a military movie. But the way he described it, I'm like, okay, I want to see this film now.
Yeah.
And when he put it in, I started looking for the spots that he was telling me about. It's like, in this scene this happens, and in this scene this happens, and here's this great line here, and all this. And it was a great watch because of the way he described it to me. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't have watched it otherwise.
It's, I had a similar circumstance where actually the same buddy who got me watching Heartbreak Ridge was again, this was revolving around a D&D game, and he was telling me about this series of books that he was reading. He says it's fantasy, but it's grounded fantasy, and not a lot of magic and all this kind of stuff. Because he was saying that was the kind of game world he was trying to create. And he started going, he's like, are you going to ever actually read this series of books? I said, no, probably not, because it was like 3 or 4 books in. I'm like, nah, probably not. And he started describing it so much in detail. It sounded so interesting. I'm like, well, now I think I'm going to have to read this. He's like, well, I've just spoiled it all for you. I'm like, it's not spoiling if it makes me want to see it or to read it. Well, that series that he was talking about was the game, what do they call it? Song of Ice and Fire. The ones that they made into Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And now I'm cursing him, saying, I don't care that you ruined it for me. I care that you got me involved in a series I'm never going to see the damn end of.
Yeah. And it was like when I was a kid, my brother described The Hobbit to me because he had just finished reading it. And I'm like, okay, I want to read it. And of course, he was 10 years older than me. So I was maybe, in fact, I was 4 years old. So that made him 14. And he was like, okay, yeah, sure, kid, puts the book back on the bookshelf, walks away. And I took the book out, and I sat on the floor, and I opened it up, and I started reading. No one taught me how to read. I just knew somehow what the words were. And if I got to, one of the bigger words, or like one of the towns or the creatures or something that it was like something that was really unfamiliar, I would ask, what's this word? What does this mean? But for the most part, I'd read that entire book with no help. And my mother was like, oh, that's so cute. You're sitting there pretending to read. I'm like, I am reading, Mom. She's like, yep, sure you are, honey. You're 4. You don't know how to read. I'm like, and I started reading aloud. And she's like, oh my gosh, you're reading The Hobbit and you're 4.
Yeah.
But it's like, I've always loved reading. I would read the back of the cereal box just for something to read while I was having breakfast because I loved reading.
I was never a great reader. I always have that squirrel kind of thing. I easily distracted, and thank goodness for audiobooks because I like to read as I'm listening. It really helps me concentrate better, and so yeah. But we were talking, we were talking about the rewatches and things you might never see before. I also find it very intriguing, like a film that we've seen, who knows how many times. Of those in the chat who had never seen it, had seen it for the first time.
Oh yeah,
I always find that amazing, and I like to hear what they might have to say about it.
Right.
Because like when I do a film like Wizards, the
Uh-huh.
that the animation, that is a film that is very niche. I mean, I
Sure.
remember when I decided to do it, I was a little worried. I was like, I wonder how many people are really gonna like this, and I also want to pull the trigger on Zardoz one day.
Yes.
I was like, how will people take Zardoz?
That one
That was the one with Sean Connery and the
in
little,
the
Yep,
red diaper.
the
Yeah,
red diaper.
exactly.
Yep.
yeah.
I
Um,
mean, it is an interesting film, just from a filmmaking standpoint, if anything else.
it is the. I feel exactly the same way, especially like it's a lot easier. I think Boomer, created the idea of the good old days, right?
Right.
To kind of share something that we enjoy that might be nostalgic to people that are like of a similar age and might just sound completely bonkers off the wall to some of the younger listeners who'd never heard about what we're talking about.
Mhm.
But then when we share some of these movies and songs, like when, I dedicated like, geez, 3 weeks worth of last calls to 1985 films. It's like I'm not necessarily recommending these films to you because I realize the reason I love them, the reason I have nostalgia for them is because not only did I like them at the time, but I've associated them with that time in my life and growing up and seeing them with my friends and so forth.
Right.
Your mileage may vary, and I don't want to put you in that circumstance and say it's so great you got to see it. And there are some genres that I do feel people like, you've got to see this, it's the best thing ever, and it's like, maybe not my thing, buddy. I appreciate your love for it, though.
And
Yeah. Well,
Delician says, I was reading the newspaper and understanding them at 2. It can be done.
Yeah.
See, some of us are just early readers.
Right. What was that, Boomer? I'm Boomer. I'm so used to being Boomer. Yeah.
you're so used to saying it. Yeah.
Too, right? No, Big Al. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
What was I saying? I totally forgot.
Well, yeah, I
I-
just blew it out of your head with that Boomer line,
Okay,
right?
so now
Yeah.
rewind, sweetie. Listen to the last thing he said and then tell him.
You didn't get enough out.
I think it was it was going to be about the nostalgia, and you were talking
Yeah.
about watching a film that or just remembering a film from your childhood or at some particular time, and not so much the movie itself, but the
Yeah.
memory around the movie.
Yeah. Songs
Right.
can do that same thing,
Yeah, I remember. I remember mentioning this when we watched the movie Grizzly
Uh-huh.
way back when. One of the things I remember about that movie is we were watching it, and that movie scared me more than Jaws did at the
I
time,
can see that. Sure.
because bears are on land. You can't,
Yeah, exactly. And I
You can
have
stay
seen
out of the
actual
water.
bears.
Yeah, you can stay out of the water, but a bear, that thing could, could crash
Yup.
through your window.
True. Yeah.
But I remember sitting there between my mother and my grandmother
Yeah.
watching this film. And I still to this day do not know why my grandmother went to go see Grizzly with us.
Uh-huh.
But I just happened to have that little fond memory of it. And
There you go.
it wasn't, man, now I think about it, it wasn't long after that. Yeah, we lost her. But
Yeah.
I got that memory.
There you go. Yeah, that's absolutely fair. And yeah, and honestly, I think that and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I kind of feel like that's kind of the idea behind films with friends, right?
Right.
You may or may not enjoy the movie we're watching, but hanging out with the chat, hanging out with each other, oftentimes,
Yeah. 'Cause-
makes it that much more fun.
Yeah.
There have been some
Exactly.
movies that, either I'm showing, you're showing, or we're showing on a channel. It's like, I probably have an interest in the movie, but it's just hanging out with the friends that
Right.
you want to be there. So
Yeah.
even if I don't really pay attention to the movie, I'm paying attention to the chat and the company, the family, you know?
Yeah, and that's really what it's all about. It's the socializing. It's a community of like-minded people for the most part who have come together to just every Saturday night, or like I said, when I do it on the opposite Fridays, or with Troy's Member Mondays, or whoever does it. It is that nice little community watching
Yeah.
a movie together, just like when I was in college and my friends would come over and we'd sit and watch a couple films, whether it was on video or cable or whatever. And that's the fun of it, not necessarily the movie. Though we did have some fun movies playing. And there's a few I still need to put on the queue one of these days. I've already started building next year's schedule.
Oh, okay. Okay, there you go.
Hey, Troy, you summoned the boomer.
Yeah, I saw him there. Hey, Boomer. Yeah.
You got to do. I don't know if you guys know the wrestler Joe Hendry. He had a big song out. It's like, say his name and he appears.
There you go. Yeah, exactly right. Oh gosh.
Hi, Boomer. Yeah, Boomer had a lot of fun last week watching Robin Hood again, and whenever he's ready for the next two, he just needs to let me know.
Hey, sometime before 2026, that would be super.
Yeah. Well, we've got 11 left. I figure we've got 5 or 6 sessions left to watch the rest of Robin of Sherwood. So, cool. And I have to get with Deleted Scenes to see what he might want to watch next Friday.
There you go.
Okay. Geek Flag says it's using social media to be social.
Well, exactly. We put the social in social media. What, is that like putting the fun in funeral? Yes. I knew that's what you were thinking.
We put the fun in funeral.
Oh, gosh. Let's see. But Netter only ever came to my university and sat in on a few classes. Tim's asking, but did Netter go to college?
No, it's like I actually was accepted to the college, but apparently the classes I wanted to take, which was like commercial arts advertising, those classes were filled up, so I wasn't able to actually attend because I couldn't attend the classes that I would need for at that time what I wanted my career to be. And my ex was very discouraging of me going to college. I guess he thought I'd end up being better than him if I did.
Well, and it kind of depends. I say this now in retrospect. Depends on what you want to do with that college education, because it might be advantageous to just get into the workforce.
Which is what I ended up doing, because I've been working pretty much since I was 16.
Yep.
I started off as an Andy Frayne usherette.
That's
which
right.
Which we then changed our name to Crowd Engineering.
Crowd Engineering, because we need a title.
Well, exactly, yeah, because usher sounded but crowd engineer sounded important.
Yes.
And it looked great on a resume.
I guess.
Or CV, for those of you who do it that way.
Curriculum vitae, that's right. Absolutely.
It took me a while, because I love to watch British sitcoms, and when they mentioned CV, I always went, "What's CV?"
Yeah, it's
finally figured it out.
Resume for us Americans,
right?
But of course, I grew up with a British mom and a French Canadian dad, so CV has worked its way into my lexicon.
Exactly. It was bound to happen.
Okay, now I gotta see if I can find the comment that I just saw in YouTube. There it is. Geek Flag Nate says, college now is a waste of time because they're not trying to teach the kids anything. Yeah, they're trying to brainwash them. Almost every university these days is heartbreaking.
Yeah, and luckily the current administration is trying to clean that up. because it's really surprising what happens when you hold the purse and you go, you know what, you're really not behaving in the best interests of the country at large. So maybe we'll just withhold the finances.
Yeah.
Things suddenly start to change.
Yeah, it's
And I know I've
college.
had extra
College.
people come into the chat. I have at least said my hi sweeties in the chat itself, even if I haven't verbalized it.
Right.
Sorry, y'all. What was that?
As you talk about, like a lot of universities, almost becoming almost like a cult. Come give us your money, and we will teach you the proper way to think.
Exactly. And like when I was going to university, it was we will teach you how to think. I think I told the story about one of my professors, surprisingly English professor, not any kind of philosophy professor or whatever. One of her required readings was a book on critical thinking. And we went through and we learned all about the different logical fallacies and, evaluating sources, that not all sources are, made the same and this and that. And, it was, but she did it all in terms of not communicating her own biases, which I found amazing. Even at that young age, I was like, this is probably someone who is very far on the left side of the spectrum, but it never came up in class and it never affected her teaching. And I really did admire that. It's like people had that conviction back then. I guess that's not the case now.
Lester Skeptic Tank Obsession says, I had that one professor who stood against the grain of academia. I'm forever grateful, who warned against tyranny. Come on, stop jumping. Warned against tyranny of overprivileged kids at Berkeley.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And Geek Flag with Nate said, that's why my oldest son got into 2 universities. He visited one and did an online interview with the other, and he says to me, Papa, these people are nuts.
These people are nuts. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love the memes that I'm seeing these days that are that shows the guy that went to college has tens of thousands of dollars in debt working at McDonald's, and then you got the guy who never went to college, no debt, makes however many thousands of dollars a year working in the trades. It's like yeah, we don't value the trades like we used to.
Yeah, I actually wanted to do because my major in high school is commercial arts and advertising, but I also had shop classes, and I would have loved to have done metalwork, what do you call it when you got the big helmet on that keeps, and you got welding. Thank you. I'm like in the little thing. He speaks Netter.
Yep, I speak Netter.
I would have loved to gotten into welding and steelwork.
Yeah.
I would be making buku bucks today. I mean, I'm making more today than I ever have, but it's not as much as I could have been making had I gotten the education that I had wanted to get.
Sure.
But I was always discouraged from getting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I was female or what, but
I've always been fascinated by certain art. It's an artistic trade. And I've always found the process absolutely amazing. I was like, man, I would love to know how to do that. And then one day I found it's actually in my family's history, and that's glass blowing.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
There's actually a Sievertson that does glass blowing. I forget where he lives now. He's sadly not doing well mentally right now. But a kind of a distant cousin I was talking to him, and he was talking about one day, and he's like, there used to be a lot of our family that used to do glass blowing in West Virginia, excuse me, at the top, a while back. I was like, man, that's weird, because I've always found glass blowing absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, it's like there's a couple of YouTubers that I've watched doing different glass blowing techniques and all that. One of them that I watched yesterday, they made, I guess they do this every year around Halloween time. They make these glass pumpkins
Oh
that
yeah,
have vines in the glass.
I literally
So
just saw that video
yeah.
today.
you saw
I've
that one
seen
too,
them
where he
doing
made the
that,
really long vine
Yeah,
that wrapped
like the
around.
yeah.
Yeah,
little twisty. Yeah, I saw that. And he's got
really
like
cool.
the little green crevices like in the pumpkin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I saw that. That's I see. That's the kind of stuff I find that absolutely fascinating to watch.
It is. It's like, of course, I'd probably be the dummy who was like, "Wait, I need to adjust this," and try and touch it with my finger.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you learned very quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah, once all the flesh is off my hands.
Right.
yeah,
I guess I
like
shouldn't
I
have
said,
touched that.
when I was young and in college, I kind of helped kind of worked in blacksmithing for one summer with a friend of mine, and that was always a lot of fun too. I just man, it's just those wonderful old trades that are
Right.
dying away, sadly.
Absolutely. It's like there was another one that I caught. This was months ago, and I don't even know what the channel is, but it was. I don't remember if it was Chinese or something like that, or maybe like in Taiwan or something, where they made boats from scratch, and they showed getting the log, um, totally hollowing it out, putting whatever uh, engravings on there that they wanted. And of course, each one's unique because they're all hand carved. And it's a trade that is not done anymore. It's like it's dying out. But you saw this elderly man sitting there carving this thing out and putting his engravings on and everything. It was gorgeous when he was done. It's like, and it's not something that's done anymore. And it's like, that's a shame because all those old world practices are just disappearing.
Yeah.
How to make different inks for paint. There's one place, I can't remember now. I want to say it's in France because we just saw a YouTuber who was talking about it, where they have all these different pigments for paints, and some of them are really, really old and really, really expensive. But there's an art to getting that pigment to begin with. And this particular shop knows how to get those pigments to be able to make those paints. And they've got every color of the rainbow and then some. It's like every little increment in between. So it's like you have blue, then a little bit darker, then a little bit darker, a little bit, or a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter. But they literally have every color you can imagine. And probably a few that you didn't even know existed that they can make in their shop with all these different pigments that they have. I saw a documentary on it a year or so ago on everything. And then I just saw recently another YouTuber talking about this one pigment that they were getting that was a purple. And they went to that same shop and got just a little bit of the pigment because it was super expensive. And they showed how the color worked and how pigmented it was, and it was gorgeous.
When you I just sent you a thing on MeWe, some of his work. His name was Ron Severson, and he does sculptures, glass sculptures, and just some pretty cool stuff that you can do with glass.
Of course, now I'm looking at the stuff that, oh, wow.
And so you think you might be related to this bloke?
Yeah, he's kind of a different. The name is spelled slightly different, but
Uh huh.
there's a line back where you go in the family where it's like within the generation, they had like two or three different name spellings.
Yeah,
But
he's
yeah,
got
this is
horns and skulls and everything that he's made
Yeah.
from glass.
I like the alligator skull.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
the
cool, too.
crocodile skull. Yeah, that's a cool one. Just, I mean, I find stuff like that fascinating. I said,
Tiger skull.
I just find the art, but like, yeah, like the pumpkin thing. That
I'm going to
that's cool.
drop the link in the chat for anyone who wants to check it out. So there it is for y'all. And hello, Ejecta Curtain.
Yes, welcome, welcome.
I don't recall seeing you in my chat before,
Well,
so
he's saying
welcome.
stopping in for the first time.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah,
welcome.
well, I'm trying to read little tiny letters, too.
Yes, I understand. Well, that's why I'm trying to help you out here. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Your eyesight's better than mine, dear.
Well, yeah, that's where, because I'm wearing my glasses instead of my contacts. But,
True.
anyway.
I'm scrolling down to make sure I got all the comments. Well, it has been an interesting hour.
Yeah.
I am so happy that I've had Big Al on here. He's one of my favorite people, of course.
Oh, thank you.
But now we must, unfortunately, wind down. So let us start with what is coming up the rest of the week. Today is Thursday, so Friday, last call, dear. What are you doing on last call?
Tomorrow we are returning to 1989. We've already done a stream talking about the Tim Burton Batman, Batman 89, and Batman Returns, but we're going to return to that topic because I just finished reading the book Batman Resurrection by John Jackson Miller. Takes place in between those two movies. And I'm fascinated by this. And he's got another book coming out in September that I've already got on pre-order. Very excited about it. I'll tell you a little bit about it. Obviously, I think I'm kind of... the spoiler is, obviously, I'm giving it a positive review. It was a pretty good story. It's got me really wanting to kind of return to that particular Batman universe.
And of course, before that, isn't there a liquid lunch?
Oh, yes. So, of course, tomorrow's Liquid Lunch, noon Central, 1 Eastern. I will be talking about whatever drink it is I decide to drink on Friday night, last call. I'm still on the fence about what that drink's going to be. So you'll have to tune in to Liquid Lunch tomorrow to find out.
I know he's leaning more towards one that he knows I like.
Yeah, I think that pretty much solidifies that's what I'm going to be doing because it's a drink she likes, and I think I want to ply her with alcohol if I can. So
For the new people who have stopped in, just so you're aware, the guy in the circle there, that's my husband, and he's sitting 4 feet in front of me. So,
so she can throw things at me when I get out of line.
So if I'm looking like up and over, it's because I'm looking over my laptop screen at him. That's why it might look like I'm looking weird.
Yeah, she can throw things. That's why it looks like a bullseye.
Well, yes, exactly right. Exactly right. That is not wrong at all.
Yeah, kind of hard to miss from this distance. I mean, it's 4 feet.
Anyway.
Let's see. Then on Saturday, I believe we are over on Big Al's channel.
Yes, we
What
are.
will you be watching on Film with Friends?
Well, this week on Films with Friends is the first film in Jane Austen August, and we're going to be watching Emma, the version starring Gwyneth Paltrow and Jeremy Northam, and Ewan McGregor is in it. It's got a great cast, and just thought it'd be a lot of fun to visit the Regency period a couple times because we're going to do Pride and Prejudice next, and that's going to lead us into Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. What a nice little shift. So we got some Jane Austen ahead.
Ejecta Curtain says, Panels, Miles, Chat, thank you for the warm welcome. You are so very welcome.
Absolutely.
We're happy to have you here. And the Horror King says, I'm pretty sure Troy has never consumed food. He only ever consumes alcohol. Hey, you know, there are strawberries. There's fruit in margaritas.
Yes, and there's olives in my martinis.
Yeah.
So I am getting my nutrition. That's absolutely right.
He's getting his veggies and fruits.
and I get my carbs from, well, okay, no, I don't really drink beer, but anyway.
And if you drink a Bloody Mary, you can have all kinds
That's
of
like a whole salad, yeah.
You got
it's like a salad. You can put
celery.
Seafood, everything on it.
Right? Exactly
Ooh,
right.
you could take a Bloody Mary and add shrimp to it and make it a shrimp cocktail.
Shrimp cocktail. Yes, with vodka. Oh, Yeah.
It actually does sound interesting.
I'll consider it.
Well, like I said,
That might be.
here in Maryland, they have a Bloody Mary that they serve with fried soft crab sticking out of the
There you
top
go.
of it, and then they'll put a couple of olives on it to make it look like it has eyes.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
Interesting.
that's Saturday. Sunday, over on Geeky Geezers.
Yeah, we just got some pretty big news. Apparently, Disney has settled with Gina Carano. Now, we don't have a lot of details, but there's a lot of speculation going on, and hopefully we'll have a little bit more for you by Sunday. But there's also more news that has come out about the Paramount merger. Sherry Redstone saying goodbye, and of course, there's gonna be some gaming news. So,
Have you heard about the Hulu Disney Plus thing?
Oh yeah, we're talking about that too.
Okay.
Yeah. What was it? Valiant Renegade has a video out about it. I tuned in because I always expect when I tune into Valiant Renegade, it's going to be all like numbers and dollars and stuff. But it was a parody ad for what was happening. That it was going to become a new channel called Who Dis.
Who dis?
Who dis? Yes, exactly. And I'm like halfway through it. I'm like, oh, this is a joke. I was a little slow on the uptake on that one.
Oh, that will be Sunday. Monday members night at the movies on Troy's channel. Do we know what the film is?
Well, you know what? Let me take a look. I can, let me just get over my channel really quick. I do have a poll up for the members to tell me what they wanted to see. I carried over most of the films from last week and then asked for write-in options. And so right now, Happy Gilmore has 60% of the votes. So Happy Gilmore 2, I should specify. Happy Gilmore 2 is in the lead, with followed next by 28 Years Later and a couple write-ins. One of which is the
I forgot I can vote.
Yes, you can vote. The Cinderella from 1950. So in other words, the original Disney Cinderella. So,
Okay, so let's see.
So
Let me
let's
go to you.
let's see what you guys decide
Let
to end
me
up
see
wanting
what
to
the
see. But
post
right now, it's
is.
looking like Happy Gilmore 2.
Okay, where'd the poll go?
It's down because I've had a lot of comments and sharing out streams.
Okay, here we go. So we got Happy Gilmore. I still don't know. What was 28 Years Later?
It's the zombie movie. It's
Oh.
the third in the 28 Days Later. When did they go? 28 days, 28 weeks, 28 months, 28 years?
Okay.
Something like that?
I changed your statistics.
Okay, let me see. And we got one vote for Megan 2. 2.0.
That's me.
Yeah, there you go. So still Happy Gilmore in the lead, but we'll see what we end up watching. And if you want to be a member, those little $2 a month, definitely help us keep the lights on at Last Call, and free members night at the movies every Monday night.
Absolutely. I suppose it helps if I turn off the sound on the other one I just opened.
Maybe.
The YouTube channels.
Maybe.
And for my members, it looks like 89% of you want singular trivia nights rather than a competition. So we'll probably end up doing that. Although the poll, or whatever you want to call it, is open until Saturday. And then whatever that is, that's the cutoff. And I know I have more than 9 members, so make sure you go over their vote. And if you're not a member yet, well, why not? I'd love to have you as a member. We're pretty cheap, so choice $1.99 a month, and you get 4 movies for $1.99 a month. And mine is $2.99. Okay, why am I hearing myself? Ah, there we go. My volume was up, and I couldn't figure out why I kept hearing me twice. And mine is $2.99. Don't know why mine's a buck higher. Maybe I'm just worth it. And my members' nights for right now, we are going to be doing a trivia night at least once a month, and then of course changing that up as people offer suggestions of what they would like to see, because I want to do what my members want. So right now it's going to be trivia nights. You think of anything else, I'm happy to do that too, because I want you guys to have fun, because trivia.
Fair enough.
Let's see, so that was Monday. Tuesday, we are doing something special on Sparkler and 21, if I recall, from your adverts.
Yeah, so we had been planning to do this for a while, and I want to steer us back. We've been doing a lot of films that are David Lynch films that I feel help us get into the mindset of where he is as a filmmaker, what themes we can apply to trying to understand Twin Peaks. But another way to understand Twin Peaks is to look at the parodies. Yes. So we are going to be revisiting a show that I used to love from cable called Psych. They had a special episode called Dual Spires, which was a parody of Twin Peaks, which brought back a lot of the cast of the show, and we're going to watch that episode and check out the behind the scenes for that episode. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Geek Flag with Nate. Oh, I didn't bring that up. Geek Flag with Nate says, Troy, as someone who settled a big lawsuit with somebody years ago, I think I have a unique perspective on the Gina Carano Disney settlement. Interesting.
Yeah, I've been hearing, and again, I always feel like we are the people trying to interpret the shadows on the cave wall, but until we hear what's actually, I have some speculation about what's going forward. So stay with me on that. We'll talk more about it on Sunday, and we'll certainly talk more about it as we get more information going forward.
And Connie Cleary also hit Megan 2.0.
There you go. There you go.
And of course, right after Spark 121, what will we be watching?
The next episode of Blake 7, called Power. It takes place immediately after the last the last episode. It's a little bit of a cliffhanger. They're trapped in Xenon base, and they can't get the new ship out. They still got to get the ship to respond to their control, and this is the tension of the episode. There's a booby trap set, and a nuclear device is about to blow them sky high if they don't get out of there soon. So there's a time sensitive.
Okay, Boomer did spoils. He said the big news for Sunday is the Heretic Hexen remaster.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, geez. Just blow the whole story wide open there, man.
Yeah, now like we know. Let's see. Wednesday, there is nothing going on that I am aware of. But next Thursday, right here on this channel, at this spot, at this time, well, an hour earlier, we'll be having a special guest, Wilkie's Movies and Music, as my special guest.
Yeah, he just got monetized. Or is that a spoiler? That shouldn't be a spoiler for most of y'all.
Yeah, so he will be my next guest right here. Yeah, that brings us up to the week, so we're going to stop there. So, Big Al, any final words?
I just want to thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun. I hope people will check out my 10-word reviews and show up for my rewatches. Always a lot of fun. We just put up the Wednesday season 2 review tonight for the first 4 episodes that dropped yesterday. So pretty timely there. Some other stuff I got The Naked Gun, Materialist, Together, Happy Gilmore 2, Fantastic Four. If you want to know what I think about them, there you go. And all
there you go.
10 words or less. I usually go 10 though.
That's fair.
What is this? Okay, wait, hold on. I want to see what... Geek Flag Nate says, Nurse, can you hold your trivia nights on Wednesday? You can call it What Do You Know on Wednesdays?
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah.
Well, when I did the poll of what day the members would like, they wanted Thursdays before Thursday things. If that has changed, if people are thinking maybe a different day would be better, please let me know, because I don't have anything set in stone yet of what, how to make my words work here. Of like it absolutely positively has to be Thursday, but I know that had been the general consensus when I had asked previously. If that has changed, please drop a comment in my community tab and let me know if you think a different day would be better, because I did give that option when I did the poll last time. Let me hide that. Troy, final words.
No, of course. I just want to thank everybody for coming, hanging out with us. It's always fun to have you guys, just spend some time with us, like getting together with old friends.
Yeah. And of course, y'all know what I always say. We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. But it's so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat, and you're dropping the comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in our family room. We're passing popcorn and having a great time. And you guys, you know you're not just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys and we appreciate you so very much. I mean, you could be anywhere right now and you're here. That's so encouraging. And I know it's not just encouraging to me and the panel, but to, the others in the chat. You guys are saying hi to each other. You're, just chatting amongst yourselves. And that's really encouraging. It's the family getting together and just hanging out. That is so great. I also want to thank you all for the many, many ways that you support our channels. The super chats, super stickers, becoming a member, dropping the comments, the thumbs up, sharing out the stream. All of that is important to us for the algorithms and to help us to grow our channels. And we couldn't do that without you. And frankly, I don't think I'd want to, because we don't do this for us. We do this for you. And we want you to keep coming back. We want you to be entertained. We want you to like what you're being engaged in. So thank you so very much for being here, for being a part of our family. Please stay right here, and you will be redirected to coming attractions with deleted scenes, so don't leave the spot. And until next time, good night and God bless.
more.